coming through.
Yeah.
That's about right.
Yeah. Last game.
Or penis.
Or that.
Jeez.
Or that. We left Pharaohvax's lair, I believe, after Pharaohvax had not promised to help, but had did some posturing about not letting people muscle in on his turf. From there, we hit the road and decided we would go straight to the mines to investigate, see if we could find the missing refugees, wanderers, travelers. Find the missing travelers and help them. We camped out. We did a lot of pushes to walk to get there in a short amount of time. But we did manage to rest. During the long rest, we got to talking to Elaine and learning more about Elaine's situation, why Elaine is the way Elaine is. We also learned that perhaps vicariously, Elaine has some history with the gunslingers. Or at least what Elaine was mentioning about the mistakes that he had made did the results thereof were known by Say. I believe Say said something along the lines of, "That was you?" Referring to a gunslinger incident involving a pirate lord of some merit. We learned about the Ghost Bloods and the schism within the gunslingers. We also learned of Elaine's true identity. A somewhat older, somewhat more bedraggled, red-headed man with mismatched eyes. After some coaxing and some not quite threatening, Alistair was convinced to go for a walk with Elaine and ask some questions that he had been not goaded, but gently persuaded to ask. Asked him straight up, "Are you my dad?" And Elaine said yes. Some conversation proceeded from there. Some tentative agreements were made from there. In the spirit of moving on and getting along with their lives. During this walk and this talk, shortly before returning to camp, Elaine's familiar, Nikatos, heard something, saw something, sensed something, and Elaine heard what sounded like voices or movement or people. Turns out that we had camped very close to the opening of a mine, some kind of mining operation, perhaps our target. We laid low, camped for the evening, and in the morning made our way stealthily toward this operation. Near the entrance, we encountered hostiles. We encountered Duergar, a couple who were guarding the entrance, an entrance that was flanked by a couple of different storehouses and some trees to take cover in. Though we moved stealthily, some asshole tripped and drew attention to the party. Jaeger and Say moved in to intercept. Jaeger caused some confusion while Say stealthed in one of the trees, ready to take fire at these Duergar guards. things kind of moved quickly from that point. Uh, Jaeger cast a spell to make one of them start laughing uncontrollably, and say, put some bullets in one. Um, Ended up knocking that one out. The other, Kanani, vanished. He didn't come back. Um, Apparently, if they're not from this plane, they don't come back if you hold on to your concentration for a minute. So he was a tourist, confirmed. So with only one Duergar to interrogate, Say and Jaeger had, or Say and Emmett, Say and someone large put the Duergar who was unconscious in one of the storerooms for later questioning. I believe those are the broad strokes. Indeed.
Sounds pretty good. Is there anything else anyone would like to add? All right. So we dive back into game tonight. Kind of early in the morning, relatively early after breakfast. The sun is out, the birds are singing, and you just thoroughly dispatched a pair of Duergar guards who did not know what they were wandering into when they caught sounds off in the woods. One experiencing a first class trip back home, the other one currently trussed and locked up in the storehouse that Say had gained access to. As everyone kind of gathers back together after the living guard, unconscious guard was dropped in the storehouse. Um, Elaine kind of rubs the back of his neck and looks around. All right, that one was on me. I apologize. I am not the sneakiest of people.
Oh, you are not.
Is there anyone else who likewise struggles with certain physical subtleties? Um, what? He's gonna blink and squint at your boots. One moment. Why are you giving me your boots? Oh, they're one of those boots. Oh, all right. Well, I think my size is a bit bigger than yours, but I might have something to assist. So after a moment, he leans against the wall, unlaces his boots, trades with you. So he now has the boots, the elven boots. One good turn deserves another. And he kind of shakes his staff a little bit. And between the two tines at the top of the staff, a little white mote of light begins to glow and grow slowly, just taking on the size of about a marble. And he reaches forward and just kind of like taps you on the head with it, and the little mote of light disappears. And on the edge of your vision, you can see just a faint glow. You now possess a mote of possibility.
Oh, nice.
As
I
he
know this spell.
casts Fortune Favor upon you. Oh no, only you can see that. It is a reminder that you are under the auspices of the spell. When you need it most, it will shift probability in your favor. They are a little big on you.
Actually, do I have your old boots? I have your casual wear. I don't think that counts.
Only you know what the bag of holding holds.
Only I know. Well, yeah, that's true. Um, while this goes on, I would like to move to the corner of the storehouse and just kind of peek around to get a better view of the entryway.
Okay.
And while he's doing that, Felix, who had retreated to the trees in case anything, well, shenanigans were going down, would like to have a good listen as to whether the commotion seems to have stirred up any responding commotion.
Okay. Go ahead and make both of you make perception checks for me, please.
Sure. That's lame. That's a
Um,
16 for me.
for me, that will be 27 with guidance.
Gee, bus. Okay. I'll adjust the 27 in a second. Alistair, you peek around the corner and you see a very rough opening to this mine. The opening actually stands a good. Oh, it's pretty tall, about 25-ish feet tall. Just a gaping hole that looks like the edges have been chiseled and sculpted into um, pillars in the rock to kind of support the arched ceiling. You can see beside the opening appears a small, uh, looks like a guard shack. At the just inside of the mine opening, you can see a steel track upon which are large, heavy mining carts. And you can see that the tunnel proceeds inward where you can just make out a faint orange glow within. With that 27, Felix, you hang back from the others, close your eyes, and focus and just kind of pay close attention to the world around you. You grew up in the wilds of the mountains. You know the natural sounds of the area and you start to filter them out, push them to the back so you can focus on sounds that aren't quite so natural. And you don't hear any footprints, you don't hear any yelling, but you do hear faint clangs, um, echoing sounds of calls that don't seem to be distinguishable or alarmed, just distant, echoey noises that seem to be originating from the mine entrance. But you don't hear anything that sounds alarming.
Okay, so activity, but not concern.
Correct.
Okay. I believe Kanane has the tooth currently, so she'll just hear in her mind. Um, yeah, it that doesn't sound like they know anything happened inside, or it doesn't sound like they inside know that anything happened out here. I hope that made sense. But you're closer to everybody else, so I thought you could tell them because I'm back here in the trees with Clinkle.
Kanana takes a moment. She was about to yell in surprise, but they're not supposed to be loud. Pauses, listens to Felix. I have the tooth. Okay. And she'll relay the message.
Alistair moves back from the edge of the shack, looks back toward the others. Well, it looks like there's a guard shack up ahead. Smaller building. DM, does that building have windows?
It does.
Okay.
From your angle, you can see a kind of a grimy window on one side, as well as a stout wooden door on the front.
I see windows, but I don't see into them. Very big cave entrance. It looks like they've widened it. There's tool marks and pillars. And a minecart. Whatever they're doing, fairly well established if they've got a cart system. On the plus side, if when we find the travelers, there's an easy way to get them back out if we use their heads. I'd like to check out the shack first, just to make sure there's no in it.
All right, roll stealth.
Would it be helpful if I was a squirrel so that you could stay stealthy?
26 is pretty damn stealthy.
Jaeger moves to where Say used to be, looks around the corner and just kind of watches the area.
All right, give me a perception check, Jaeger, as Say soundlessly just sprints across the opening there, completely unobtrusive.
12, as I couldn't find my physical D20.
All good. You're just keeping an eye out and an ear out for the moment. It does seem to be locked as you give it a gentle twist of the knob. Sure.
Smart.
Perception check. Okay. One in the pool. Someone please note that. You don't hear anyone inside of the shack, and you do hear the sounds of life that Felix heard moments before, except a little better. I'd say with that natural 20, you can hear some faint conversation. You can't make out words, but you can hear two voices speaking to each other relatively close within the mine, but it doesn't sound like they're moving anywhere. Just something echoing close by. Klinkle, did you have a comment?
No, that was me trying to type in the chat without the thing highlighted.
Got it.
Whoopsie.
Somewhere along the line is the raise the hand button.
DM, while we're waiting, while say a stealthing head and Felix is waiting to see what happens next, he's going to go ahead and cast tongues on himself since that's not concentration. It might be helpful.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna do something that I forget all the time. I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on myself.
Nice.
Good call.
Oh, good call.
I constantly forget to do that.
Actually, Jaeger's going to cast Comprehend Languages on himself as well.
Okay. Double check the writing on Comprehend Languages. Is it for any written text or any spoken as well?
Spoken and written. But you have to be touching the surface if you're checking written.
Got it. All right. Circling back to Say. All right, pick the lock. Okay. Pull out your picks one more time, and with a deft series of movements, you are able to spring the relatively simple lock, and you open the door. Inside, you see what looks to be kind of a darkened little office space. There are 2 windows. Let me go ahead and open those up. 2 kind of grimy windows. It's not particularly well kept, but against the back wall, you can see a table and a large desk. And it looks like there is, at immediate glance, you can see just some storage barrels. You can see quill and ink on the table, some scroll work, and what looks to be a leather bound. Actually, you worked in the shipping industry. You recognize a ledger on the desk. Okay, you flip open, and indeed the scrawling language within is not one that you recognize. The notations seem foreign to you. But you do recognize a certain kind of layout. Just the columns, the arrangements, marks that seem to indicate numbers. Okay. Give me an investigation check. Nothing that stands out to you. It seems like the ledger might be the uh, most interesting thing around the desk and in the office to you. All right, you peek in the barrels. They look like just extra supplies, like some blankets. Um, Looks like some stored food stuff someone squirreled away. Just kind of loose odds and ends rather than anything in particular. Although you do notice some residue in here, and I'm gonna say you notice traces of like um, small bits of iron and small chunks of ore scattered throughout the barrels. Yeah. Okay. No need to roll. Alistair and Jaeger are just leaning forward, trying to be unobtrusive.
Well, that's excellent. There's no one else watching. It looks like.
What did what did the ledger say? I actually activated the spell so I can hear if anyone is coming and what they were saying as he opens the ledger. Um, it starts trying to read through it slowly. Takes about
The
a Go ahead.
the strange text begins to kind of wiggle in your vision, and the squiggles arrange themselves, translating themselves into a version of common that is only visible to your eyes. And you can see through casual perusal that it does look like a shipping log. It looks like it's keeping track of quantities of metal and ores and basically anything that they find during the mining excavation that are all being shipped out on various dates going back. Oh, a little while. I'm trying to figure out an exact timeline. I want to say maybe 2 years or so. It looks like that they do shipments in the mornings and in the evenings every other day. It looks like the last shipment left the day before. And it looks like they mostly ship out stone as well as various ores, mostly iron. You even see a couple notes of aether stone scattered about, although it seems much rarer than the other items. But it definitely looks like the mine is a central position providing resources to somewhere else in the Vale.
Does it say where the stuff is going?
Actually, there would be some abbreviations. You can see abbreviated notes, but nothing that clearly identifies specific locations that would call to mind where they might be going to you.
Okay. Jaeger's gonna relay all such information.
Give me a quick investigation check, Jaeger. I just want to see what you might be able to deduce.
That is a 5.
Yeah, multiple places in the valley. There's abbreviations, but you can't make much of them.
I'll knock a blunt bolt.
Felix will clear their throat. Lots of options, and I don't want to get in anybody's way or camp anybody's style. I'll just I don't know if anybody remembers where you met me and what I was doing. If you want me to do any of that stuff here, just let me know.
Can you blend in with these people?
Sure. I mean, some of yeah, he's gonna look at
Yes.
Kanane.
Oh, right. Um, and Kanane, well, cast. What is it called again?
Seeming?
Seeming?
Seeming. Yeah, that's the one.
Okay. What form are you choosing? What?
Can I speak out before she casts just so I can note something out loud so the whole group hears it?
Okay.
Sure.
We only took out 2 guards at the front here. It's going to be mighty suspicious if all of a sudden 9 guards come walking down the path. Just saying.
I'm actually with Tarathan on this. I'm a bit big, and if someone comes to touch me, they might, touch the fakeness. Yes, but that was at like 30 paces.
I think you're big enough that they could tell at 30 paces that you were very big.
They might have thought you were an orc.
Well,
Oh! That might work.
if you can make me look like an orc, that would be different.
Well, yes, I can make everyone look like not them.
Do any of you have a spell that would allow for long distance communication?
Kind of thumb it, Felix.
I mean, it comes and goes. How long distance do we thinking?
Well, if it becomes necessary, we do have resources back at the refuge that might be able to provide us information, such as who might be likely to show up for a surprise inspection, or if such surprise inspections were common. Should the need arise.
Also, doesn't the translation spell only work on understanding and not communicating?
Jaeger's does, mine does. Mine works both directions, but not on written things.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed long distance communication not so reliable these days, unfortunately. It sometimes we can get it to go anyway, but it does eat up a lot of everybody's everything. So I think maybe not the best course of action. Also, I can't do it today. I mean, I can do like shorter term stuff. And Felix will cast message and carry on talking to Elaine. Like I can do this, and that works fine. And
Oh,
then
that
allowed
creates a
again.
very strange echo in one's mind.
Yeah. Sorry, Kanane. Alistair hates it when I do that when he has the tooth. But that's
Elaine's
Alistair.
gonna
Maybe you don't
wave at
mind.
the air as though he can kind of like banish the echoing sounds.
So I think we might have to play it as lies, is what I think might need to happen. But that's just me.
That
And
sounds
if you
like
need
a
me to
good
make them
idea.
friendly first, so we can take them out in friendly fashion, I can do that.
Take them out in friendly
I
fashion.
do have invisibility prepared.
I look toward Klinkle. Oh, I've got the swarm set for that similar precept. Likewise, if someone needs to disappear, we could both do that.
I have a rock.
And Elaine has a rock.
It was a very aggravating rock. I am saving it for a special occasion.
Oh yes, use it wisely.
I have a rock too. I take out the cursed luckstone and display it, and then look around to see if anyone has noticed us all standing here talking.
So I can be a ferret or something small and hide in a pocket. I know that Konane has abilities to split up spells that target a single person. So if Klinkle casts if she has invisibility as a spell, like she was mentioning, then she casts it in the ring, and Konane casts it and splits it so that 2 people are affected. That's 3 people, and as long as I'm in someone's pocket nearby, I'm making everyone more stealthy while lowering our count. Well, the whole purpose of this was to be as
Right,
stealthy as
carefully and
possible, make it
quietly.
look like an expert.
I'm going to stealth forward.
Same.
Roll for stealth. Elaine is going to stealth as well.
28.
Sorry, that's a 9 for Elaine. I was in the middle of rolling and could not scramble to get off mute fast enough.
Perfectly fine. Go ahead and note your stealth rolls in the OOC box.
Oh, that's all right. Okay.
It's
If
also,
I can
He
walk it.
rolls snake eyes.
it's also plus 10.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? She still got a 21.
Yep.
So, thanks to
Oh wait, is Pass Without Trace up? Is that
Yep,
thanks
I
to
haven't dropped it.
Felix's,
so?
thanks
That
to
becomes
Felix's
a
9, Elaine.
34.
Felix's 9 and Talison's spell gives Elaine an even 20.
Awesome.
Oh, if
For Eddie.
PWT is up, then what? That's another 10.
Yeah.
Right, then 22.
Got a 23.
Did anyone get below 20? Let's do it that way. That sounds about right. All right. The party begins to Scooby-Doo your way forward into the mine. As you head into the mine, say you and the lead kind of slinking through the shadows, you can see flickering lantern light further on. You approach a winding cavern, a winding tunnel, smaller than the one you are all, moving through. And it's through this tunnel that you can hear the faint sounds of conversation echoing down. Elaine is going to quickly scamper to the other side of the minecarts.
Just watching everybody's mouse flail around on the screen is just like
Oh, luring them into the kill zone.
Okay. So the first little noise that George makes doesn't seem to elicit a reaction. So George flaps her wings a little bit and gives a little cry, echoes a little bit, and you hear the conversation down the corridor quiet and pause. And then resume slowly.
How faint is the conversation? Because Jaeger can understand them for a little bit.
Give me a perception check, Jaeger. Acoustics in here are wild.
$21.
Okay. So when they start speaking again, you kind of make out just barely. Did you hear that? Yeah, the others will take care of it. Oh, what were you saying about? And he says a name you're not familiar with. And then they begin to gossip.
They're completely off guard. But apparently either we took out the only guards or there may be someone else patrolling. If you trust me to do it. All right, Jaeger's gonna pull out his warhammer and nod.
Okay. Now, as you start to get yourselves in position, you do know that there are multiple ways to go about this. And some of you may have heard Rob speaking about his thoughts for silent takedowns, and I am willing to play with that if it's something the group is interested in.
You bastard!
he
All right.
was over at the 3D printer just listening, and the look on his face when you started saying that was just priceless.
I went full Chris Pratt in the background.
All right, so just a quick refresher regarding silent takedowns. It's essentially a grapple check that you have to make for a number of rounds equal to their constitution modifier, at which point you're able to basically choke them into unconsciousness.
Yes.
Like a lion ant.
Hmm.
Slowly dragging its prey.
All right, so they are unprepared. They're not on guard. The two of you are prepared to move swiftly. You don't need to reroll stealth because your stealth is already pretty high. So, compared to their passive perception, um, so you kind of hold up fingers, 3, 2, 1, and then you both bolt forward to grab your respective guards. So I need you both to make a athletics check with advantage.
I got a 6 on die. Can I take the one in the pool?
Even with advantage?
Yeah, I'm
Shit, dude.
banishing that die.
As you drop your die.
Holy shit, this is just the same. Athletics, you say?
Yep.
14.
All right.
I only heard one roll. Did you roll twice? Because you did get advantage.
He did roll twice, but they were both bad, so he re-rolled one.
Okay.
All right, so a couple things that immediately happen. You rush out to grab these two guards, and you find yourself standing on a ledge overlooking a rather large pit that descends deeper into this area, across which is a sturdy wooden bridge that links to a walkway encircling a central pillar. You do see in the distance another guard whose back is currently turned towards you as you both kind of half tackle, half grab the stout, dark dwarves before you. Jaeger, even though this one is considerably tinier than you, you go down, you scoop him up into your arms, and you wrap an arm around his leg, and you cover his mouth, and you begin to draw him backwards with you as you begin to try and subdue him. Say, when you strike your guard, you do a similar motion. You're trained to do this kind of maneuver on unsuspecting enemies, but he manages to get one arm up against yours as you try to wrap it around his throat, and he lets out a startled
Hold person.
exclamation that, let's see, what's the DC?
DC is 17, and it doesn't matter because his roll is a 9.
That abruptly, and a startled exclamation that he just gets to go and abruptly stiffens in your arms. Okay.
Wow.
You did. He rolled better. All right, so you both move at half speed as you begin to drag both of your targets into the area down the hall. Say, hold person effectively paralyzes him, so he cannot struggle against your hold unless he makes his saving throw. So at the end of each of his turns, he can make a saving throw against the hold person. So let's resolve that real quick. So you automatically get one success since it's at the end of his turn. Wisdom saving throw. Nope, he fails. So you get another success. And he starts to lose consciousness before the spell fades from him. So he is unconscious. Jaeger, your guard is actively struggling against you. You need to succeed against 2 athletics checks against him to try and subdue him. So let's see what happens first. Nope, happening at the same time.
Oh, so this is. Are we still up here and not dragging him yet?
Yeah, you can drag him back 3 squares because that would be. Or is your movement 40 now?
Yeah, it's 40 now. So I put myself at 20, which is half.
Yeah. All right. So go ahead and roll an athletics check, Jaeger.
16.
All right, 1 second. All right, that dude's unconscious. All right. You said you rolled a 16?
Correct.
All right, the Duergar begins to struggle and he gets his hands around your arm and manages to start prying them slowly away from his neck. I want to see something real quick.
Can I come up behind and do a assist grapple to bring that fucker down since he's so close?
Immediately after this this turn, you will be able to, as he's able to pull your arm away from his neck in time to not yell out, but at least call out, "Intruders!" Jaeger and Felix understand the words coming out of his mouth. The rest don't, but it doesn't sound like he's gotten a chance to get a yell out. But he's broken your hold. Next turn, what happens?
I will close the distance and I will latch on and start pulling Jaeger's arms in to bring the choke back in on the Duergar and hold him down, hopefully giving Jaeger advantage while Say is still handling hers.
Yep. So this would be the round that your target goes unconscious, say, as Taliesin and Jaeger begin to struggle with this Duergar. Jaeger, give me an athletics check with advantage.
Not 20.
Okay. I'm going to say there's another one in the pool. You successfully reaffirm your grip on him. And with a nat 20, I'm going to say he automatically fails his next attempt to break free. So you just need to roll one more success against him as you drag him back to try and choke him out.
Okay.
Now, at this point, Taliesin was able to assist you in resetting your hold and making sure he doesn't get away. But you need to apply the force needed to knock this guy out on your own. So it's just going to be a straight roll against him.
That was a 10.
Oh, Jaeger, buddy. First, let's move you guys a little further back down the alley.
Yeah, that's 20.
All right. So
Wait, there's one in the pool.
Yeah,
you put one in the
reroll
pool, Jaeger.
Yeah, it's dumb. Why am I not using it?
Go, use it.
That 20.
Nice.
Fresh.
Say drags a Duergar into this cavern next to the carts where you guys are, who's just kind of like slumping in her arms. Jaeger is coming out and he's got like one arm, both arms around the Duergar's neck, and he's kind of shaking him a little back and forth, like just trying to hurry up and choke him out, and the Duergar is just completely limp.
Oh.
Big
Already
dog
did?
with a rope toy.
That would better be unconscious.
Is Jaeger's unconscious?
Oh yeah, he's very unconscious.
whisper. Why don't we put them in the cart?
did not pick up any of that.
Sorry, sorry. I tried
Stage
stage
whisper.
whispering, it didn't work. So whispering, I say, why don't we put them in the cart?
Good idea.
Can I hear anyone responding to the intruder's call?
Sure, give me a perception check.
Say's one is thoroughly unconscious, right? If I drop hold person, that
Oh yeah, they're
that
both they're
won't.
both
Okay,
they're
cool.
both out.
I'm gonna drop hold person for guidance. 27.
You don't hear any shouts of alarm, you don't hear any cries. The ambient sounds of digging and occasional calling deeper in the mines reaches your ears. It doesn't seem like anyone was alerted by the struggle.
Phew, I think we got away with that one.
You
Really?
both dump the
Huh.
Duergar into the mine cart, and yeah, their two short forms only take up like the bottom half of this cart. There's a whole nother cart next to it.
Maybe we try the friendly way next time. So there's a little less shouting. It was very good. Don't get me wrong, it was very good. But there was almost some shouting.
Yeah.
Or a different unfriendly way, or the same unfriendly way,
But better?
with less shouting. Practiced.
The shouting.
We practiced.
The shouting.
That's a very good idea.
Jaeger grunts.
So you map out briefly what you managed to see in the chamber beyond, with Jaeger filling in the gaps with what he noticed, although both your guards struggled at different points. It definitely looked like the rail encircled the cavern in a corkscrew going deeper. You didn't get a chance to see how many levels down the cavern went, but you did see that the walkway that went across the cavern to the central pillar and around it, as well as the two guards that had been hanging out on the edge there.
What friendly way is there?
Walking up and saying hi.
Oh, with the disguises and stuff. Well, I'll leave you to it.
Gonna look around.
Elaine has his back against the wall and is just looking down the direction of the tracks, keeping an eye and ear out.
Who has the glasses of disguise these days?
Didn't say take them back. Like,
Strictly speaking, the party has access to 2 now.
Oh no.
Oh, but you gotta attune to him.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to take an hour with them.
Check real quick. I do not have Alter
the
Self prepared
invisibility
today.
split's still possible between me and the ring. We can get 4 people.
We could also use Saming and then just not all go at once.
It does last a day until I dismiss it.
I can go see if they're feeling friendly, and then we can go from there.
Alrighty. Okay, I've got an idea. He begins to pat himself down. If you move ahead and stay close enough, I can pull you out of dodge if anything goes awry.
Are we practicing the wrestling now?
Oh, no, I thought you were doing the friendly way.
Oh, I thought you were pulling.
Oh, well, yes, just not with my hands. I'm gonna follow Felix.
Oh, there's. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Say and Jaeger, let me have stealth checks from the two of you, since the two of you had to break stealth to do your takedown. Taliesin as well. Everyone else, I'm assuming, is still going to float their stealth from before.
22.
Pass without trace is a hell of a thing.
Yep.
That's with Pass Without Trace, because mine is
Yeah, you get plus 10. So I've got a 22. Say's got a 25. That's with pass. What's yours?
34.
Wait, did you not 20? Because that sounds almost like a net 20.
At 18.
Damn, you got a
Bad.
gross stealth.
Nice.
Apparently he has trouble wrestling, but sneaking around, Jaeger is incredible at.
I mean, in one of the early missions, he was literally behind one of the potted little trees indoors, and Alistair didn't see him at all.
Listen, I think that speaks
sounds like
more
it
about
needs to be
Alistair.
fan art.
It takes two, but still.
All right. Those are really good stealth checks and do not draw attention.
I mean,
Yes.
but, yeah, I'll be honest. I'd have a +8 if stealth was trained, but Bird studied other things.
Don't forget Emmett.
Oh, I was floating.
Nope.
No, I
No.
meant Emmett's out at the
Oh,
entrance.
move him.
Emmett tiptoes over.
Yeah, I had to re-roll mine because I had moved and assisted with a takedown thing. So
Okay.
Now that I can actually see these tokens, the ones on the middle are, that's not a ping, a Roll20 ping. That's not how Foundry works. The
I
ones
can
in the
see it.
middle are more Durgar guards. Did I hear that right?
They are.
And these ones off to the right are what?
So looking off to the right, you see a collection of individuals. Collection of individuals near the wall that are using picks and shovels to clear things away. From a distance, you recognize the shape of a couple dwarves, and it looks like there's a two. At a distance, they look almost like gnomes, except their ears are larger, and from what you can see of their skin at this distance, it looks to be more greenish. Standing behind them, kind of pacing back and forth along the edge, is another Duergar, not wearing the armor of the guards you've encountered so far, with a whip coiled in one hand. Give me a perception check as well, Felix, since you're looking over there.
Less good. That will be 13.
13? Yeah, it's hard to make out further detail than that in the flickering light of the cavern.
Okay, I'm gonna look over, catch Say's eye, point at the two guardy types in the middle, then point at the one with the whip, kind of make a questioning face.
Oh, another quick note is that this the ledge on the right hand side is lower in the cavern than the cliff that you're than the edge that you're standing on. So the mine rail is going down a descending slope that circles clockwise through this cavern. And from what you can see, that rail continues on underneath the area where you all are standing. So relatively speaking, the guards in the center are on a platform that's higher up than the miners and the taskmaster.
What the little stairs icon means.
Do not click on that until you are ready to proceed down.
Oh,
Oh, that's funny. That's real funny. Just measuring something.
Kanani can cast invisibility. It's not greater, it's regular. All right. Yeah. I'll
Yeah,
I'll
I-
cast invisibility on Say.
Do we want to twin that at all?
Well, who else do I want to make invisible? Who else should be invisible? Okay.
yeah, Felix is going to propose that they go have a chat, a friendly chat with the two in the middle while you do your, and try to get them looking away while you do your kicking. Unobserved, question mark?
All right. I will eat a sorcery point. I will twin spell invisibility, and I will cast it on Jaeger and Say.
And I will disguise self using my once a day freebie as one of the Durgar guards from outside.
Okay.
is Elaine attuned to his glasses of disguise?
Yes, he's had no reason to unattuned from them.
Can we have him go with Felix?
Okay. You ask him to disguise himself like one of the guards and accompany Felix.
Yeah, maybe go just in case. You know, they seem to be working 2 by 2.
Oh, I like this plan. I like this plan.
If you disguise the guys outside, maybe ask them, hey, where's the guys from here?
Oh, that is a good one.
Felix is nodding enthusiastically. That was and then we'll sort of not enthusiastic plan, look at Elaine. Do you speak their speak?
No, I am not sure what speaks they speak.
Okay, I can do that asking
You
then,
do the
'cause
talking?
I can't today. Not today, all today, but for a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Felix and Elaine both disguise themselves as the guards from the front that you incapacitated.
And we'll
And who else is invisible? Okay, now regarding getting over there, Felix and Elaine have the more straightforward thing here. They're on a lower slope. For you, Say, that's not an issue since you can just walk over the edge along the wall and drop down to the rails over here. You can do either. Jaeger, you'll need to decide if you want to climb down invisibly or take the long way around the cavern.
How many feet down is it?
It's about, let's see. Quick calculation from the edge where the stair icon is over here. It's about 20 feet down.
All
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
If you If you take damage of any kind, you lose invisibility.
Well, is it possible for Jaeger to hang onto the ledge and drop down? Like, is that a mechanic?
You can. It would still be a drop of just over 10 feet for you.
All right, then.
So
Gotta
for
climb.
a drop like that, to mitigate damage, you can make a dexterity check or an acrobatics check to try to stick the landing and reduce your damage by X number of die.
Actually, it ends only
Invisibility
if
doesn't
they
say it.
attack or if they cast a spell. So if he
Oh.
falls, they'll just hear a really loud noise and maybe some dust settling, but they won't see him.
Well, disregard that. I'm dumb.
Yeah, it's posted in the chat. I just read it over. So
I mean, stuff probably falls all the time in a mine, right? Like that's just a
Oh,
rock
yeah.
falling. That's fine.
the fuck was that? Who cares?
As long as the dust doesn't settle on his invisible shoulders.
Say he's not gonna do it. This is Sparta.
Just like Assassin's Creed over the edge.
More
Food
like
for thought.
Cracking from the depths, rise up, yank.
Food for thought. You can try to grapple them as an athletics check, or you can make a special melee to shove them 5 feet.
Okay.
Did Say actually talk about this? Just to double check?
I mean, I mentioned that Felix would have proposed that they try to get the guards in the middle looking the other direction when this happens. So hopefully it will just be they look back
Yeah, I
and he's
think there would
gone.
need to be
So
some
they would-
quiet
yeah.
coordination to signal to Jaeger what the plan is. So it's assumed that this is being discussed.
I could turn into a bat. Bats are common in caves and mines and such, and I could, as long as I have some sort of signal to go off of, I could kind of fly towards his face to make it look like he just got off his feet because of a bat. Would that be helpful?
Elaine is absolutely grinning at this conversation.
I mean, whatever Say does to shove him off the edge will break her invisibility either way.
Yeah, but people are going to be looking at, like, if they hear a bat go chirp chirp and then fly by their heads and at the thing and they look back at the guy, they're not going to see the person pulling him in. They're going to see him falling back because a bat flew by his face. Right?
Oh.
Makes sense to me.
Oh, if you could use the earrings, but Taliesin can't use the earrings while he's a bat.
But he
Actually,
could technically still hear. He just can't say
I can still hear. I just can't talk back.
why?
Can you give him
why
one of your
don't-
teeth?
No, that is certainly an option. I think. Maybe not. I have a suggestion. If Felix and I are going to distract the two guards over there, it makes sense that we will pull their attention away from the taskmaster down below. Perhaps Say doesn't give the signal. Perhaps we do. We pull their attention. Say Taliesin swoops down, and Elaine is miming this all out with his hands as well. Spooks the taskmaster. Say does her thing. We neutralize the guards in the center and figure out our next moves then.
Fireball.
All right. No fireball. We're trying to be stealthy.
No fireball.
And I was going to try to lead the guards in the center back over this way, was my hope. I don't know if it'll work, but that was my thought, was to just get them coming back to check out the missing guards with us, and then you all can do whatever you want, was my thought.
Perhaps the signal is once we get them onto the center of the bridge here.
Felix nods agreeably.
All right. I will turn into a bat and make a quick,
All
bat
right.
echolocation kind of sound, and I'll start fluttering this way. I
Turn
don't have a
around.
bat thing, but I'm a tiny bat. Tiny,
Sounds
tiny
good.
bat.
And we'll saunter down the bridge.
I'll get some
Sauntering.
description. I imagine Felix saunters and Elaine's trying to do more of a grumpy trudge. Actually, hold on, Elaine. This is up your alley. Let me check something. He doesn't have performance, but he's going to attempt a performance check anyway. Oh yeah. Even no, do not click on the stairs yet.
This
So
seems fine. Yeah, I mean, I say saunter. Felix is attempting to imitate like Durgart walk.
I'm moving a little bit of the two of you. Felix, if you're attempting a mimicry like Elaine is, go ahead and do a performance check. Jaeger,
Okay.
are you dropping down or are you going to attempt to climb down while invisible?
Let's climb down. Let's not make too much noise.
All right, go ahead and roll athletics.
17 for Felix's performance check.
Thank you.
Not one.
You
There's
did
one in
put
the
one
pool.
back in the pool.
You did put one back in the
I'm
pool.
gonna use it.
What's going on over there? It's either extreme tonight.
I'm gonna throw like a couple d20s at you if this keeps up.
Yeah, that was pretty bad too.
Elaine is rethinking who he cast his fortune's favor on.
You said acrobatics. That's an 8.
Athletics.
Athletics.
Athletics. That's a 12.
Okay. Better. You're able to climb down. It's a little slippery, but the walls are rough from being mined out. So the two of you, Say easily gets down using her cloak to spider climb along the wall down onto the floor here. You dislodge some stones and dirt, but it's a mine. This happens, and you're able to get down onto the ground with her. I imagine Felix and Elaine would time their approach to give you guys a little bit of a head start so you can get into position.
Correct.
So some things you all immediately notice as you move into the cavern. Now that you have view down into the pit, you can see that this cavern has about 3 levels. You're on the top level, there's a middle level, and then there's the base of the cavern below. The tracks corkscrew down all the way to the bottom of the cave system, and you can see scattered along at different points along the way are caves and tunnels leading off of the main chamber, as well as various work gangs who are mining against the walls, mining out larger sections of tunnel. Since you're going to be moving onto the out to the edge, basically looking down into this pit, give me another perception check, please. Okay. You catch sight down on the base floor, a brief glimpse of a very, very large figure moving into a cave connected to the bottom layer of this mine, trailing a group of Duergar. You don't catch sight of it in time to see what it is, only that it was very large.
Is it within 60 feet of me?
No, this is Taliesin, you can go fluttering around. Give me a perception check as well to see if you caught this.
I have blind sight.
It's well below. It's like 60 feet to the next layer. So this was
Oh, okay,
closer
so
to like
the next layer is
100.
way further down. Okay. I was wondering if I just like by happenstance saw it. I wasn't actively searching, so I'm not going to roll perception.
Okay. More stone bones big. You also see about 60 feet directly below the ledge where this taskmaster is another wooden bridge extending to a platform encircling the central column. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. You can kind of make out the blurry. Yeah, you can make the blurry outline a of the walkway where it is, but I'm going to say yeah, you can position yourself to give him a punt off the side. Okay. So Say and Jaeger, you guys maneuver yourselves into position while Felix and Elaine do a impressive job of looking surly and frustrated as they clomp their way across the bridge, even throwing a little bit of extra noise in their step to emulate the heavy tread of the Duergar. As the two of you approach the central platform here, you do see the guards look at you. They don't seem particularly perturbed. One of them, the closest one, looks between the two of you and scowls. And the dark dwarves do have a very impressive scowl. He speaks up, and while Elaine can't make out what he's saying, Felix, your magic auto-magically translates it for you. Oi, I thought you were supposed to be watching the front opening of the mines. What are you doing out here? In here, his partner says from 10 feet away from him. Shut up, I'm not talking to you.
And Felix will effectively communicate. Yeah, we were outside in better. I can't do Felix speaking in Duergar in a that good a imitation if I'm writing the performance check. So I'm going to summarize, and we can all pretend that it's Felix doing a 17 or 18 performance imitation of a surly Duergar. Basically, the communication is we were in fact outside on guard. We saw what looked like some intruders. We trying to get a look at things, tried to tell the people who were like the next layer in to go get reinforcements so that we could go to track those folks down. And those folks were missing. So now we are here looking for you to help us with reinforcements to A, find out if you know what happened to the first group, and B, to come outside and help us figure out what the intruders
definitely
are.
going to be a lot of Felixisms in this.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a weird Tarkin Duergar.
Felix, would you say Felix is a physical speaker? A lot of gestures when he's speaking?
In general, yes, but he is he is also he is this is not his first rodeo with
Okay.
pretending to be someone that he's not. So
All right. Knowing that Elaine is there and can't necessarily understand them, I'll say that Felix accompanies his tale to the Duergar with some gestures, and Elaine just kind of like nods and motions as well, like echoing, just lending his weight to the story. The Duergar you're speaking to tries to interrupt you several times and looks frustrated. He's going to do a insight check just because Felix doesn't exactly know how the Duergar. You look like you look like one of them, but can you pull off sounding like one of
The
them?
body language? At first he seems suspicious by the manner of your speaking. Then he seems annoyed that you won't give him a chance to interrupt, and then
I
he
mean,
just
again,
looks
Felix
angry.
is right. I mean, was hopefully writing the performance check is
Yeah, well, here's
that
the
was the
thing.
summary. That was not how Felix would have been rolling it out.
Here's the thing. His anger overrides his suspicion. So he doesn't pay any attention to the fact that you might not be sounding exactly like one of the guards. Because you've just inadvertently antagonized him into blind acceptance. Just by being you. So once you pause for your breath, he lets out a growl. Oh, for ruin's sake, if those two have
sawed it off to smoke their pipes again. He just starts growling as he starts stomping past the two of you.
Oh, good. Looks like they convinced him to do something. Oh, no.
They're coming this way. What
Yeah.
do we do?
We move.
The other guard just shifts over and watches his partner storm off, but does not look inclined to follow.
Okay. He's looking at us.
Yeah, like his attention is on you two and his partner storming off. So he's looking away, looking in your direction right now.
Good enough. Felix will tell Kanane over the tooth. We got one of them. He's coming your way. The other one's still with us. And we'll like very gently jab Elaine with an elbow to give the
Elaine will
signal.
quietly murmur under his breath, "Go with him. I'll take care of this one." And he'll move over to kind of pretend to take up a watchful position over here.
Felix will cheerfully walk up behind this one.
And we'll say he gets about here with you following behind when Elaine just starts giving out a hacking cough.
Yep, I was waiting to see them halfway across. So I will, like, I've been flying around going cheap, 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 and then I just careen towards the Taskmaster's face.
Okay. So go ahead and say. Okay. Let's see here. Da, 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 da. Nope, over here it just looks like miners. Jaeger is here to back you up. All right, so shove is a athletics check. You get to do it with advantage because you're invisible. And I'm going to say he has to make a dexterity check to try and catch himself.
At disadvantage because the bat flying to his face?
Yeah, he doesn't know what's coming, and there's a bat in his face. So
There's all these factors happening at once.
okay, let me roll this before I narrate exactly what's happening. Oh, he's actually a little more dexterous than the guards. That's good to know. All right. So they don't notice the bat kind of flittering and fluttering around. In fact, you see some other bats elsewhere in the cavern, mostly roosting at this point. You see of the miners here, they're all dressed in rags of various condition. At least one of them has clothing that looks fresher than the others. You do see that the two shortest ones are gnome-like, except they have more feline features and larger, broader ears and larger noses, and seem generally grumpy. No one looks happy, and the Duergar Taskmaster is pacing with a scowl on his face that only deepens as the bat plunges down and starts to flutter around his head. And as he lets out a curse to wave it out, an invisible force slams into him. He backpedals and lets out a cry as he goes head over heels over the edge of the cliff. Okay. As you do that, several other things start to trigger. Um, Elaine, who's next to the one on the bridge, as that guard begins to turn towards you, he's going to pull a Felix and cast Hold Person. And let's see here. I believe that was a Wisdom save. Yeah, no.
Yes.
The guard next to him abruptly stiffens. So he's petrified, paralyzed for a moment. And Felix, the one that you're next to, hears the cry and pauses and starts to turn.
Um,
Did everyone else retreat back through the cavern?
Yeah, Kanani was talking to Alistair, being like, "What do we do? What do you do?" And Alistair's like, "Oh, we gotta go
Oh
hide."
no.
um,
Oh no.
We weren't sure how far back they were going to be coming.
Yeah.
okay. Just looking at my options. Charm person on the one next to me, please.
Okay.
If if he has, I don't
Oh.
know. I don't know if Durgar have advantage on saves against charms, but if he does, I would like my Fey Glamour to kick in.
Oh, I should have looked at yeah, Duergars have certain resistances that I did not notice earlier. So let me check something real quick. All right, nope, that guy is still held. And all right, he has advantage on saving throws against being charmed, but your special ability strips him of that, correct? So it is just a straight roll.
Correct. I'll throw it in the.
Ooh.
I might have worded that weirdly, but this is how it's intended to work. So, all right, it is Wisdom saving throw. Okay, what is your spell save?
17.
He meets it on the dot. So you go to essentially glamour him as this shout goes out, and he turns around. What was that? And he looks towards you briefly and blinks a little bit, and then looks back over to the edge where, yeah, that guy screamed for a minute and landed hard. All right, let me see. I said that was about 100 feet down, didn't I?
Something like that. Yeah, he falls for at least a round and a half.
And falling damage is 1d10 per 10 feet past 10 feet, correct?
1d6, I think.
1d6?
I don't.
I'm pretty sure it's D6.
All right.
Yeah, 1d6.
So 9d6 points of damage.
That's almost as good as Fireball.
It would be 10d6. It's 1d6 for every 10 feet. So if he falls 100 feet, it's 10d6.
Okay.
That's better than Fireball.
When attacking from high up? Yep. Okay, that's a lot of damage. Okay. Yeah, that is a quick fall, a sudden scream, and then an abrupt silence.
I
And
know what
there's-
Felix is next. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. There's a general silence up on the top level. You can hear there's still noises coming down from below, so either screams aren't uncommon here or the noises are drowning it out, but not everyone seems to be alerted to what just happened yet.
Ooh, that sucks.
So that's completed. All right, the Duergar next to Elaine needs to make another save. Nope, still paralyzed. Oh, wait. Actually, he does that with advantage because of the Duergar resilience. Nope, still paralyzed. All right. While Elaine is contemplating his next move as he turns to look towards you, Felix, what would you like to do?
I would like to cast Confusion on the one next to me.
Okay.
So it's another Wisdom save.
All right, let's see here. Yeah,
Could
yeah.
be real fun. We'll see.
All right. So, all right, wisdom save. He doesn't have. I don't think confusion is a charm effect.
No.
He fails.
Delightful.
Oh,
And so I don't know what he's going to be doing there.
Let's find
We'll
out.
all find out together. But Felix will sort of back. Oh, I have to cast it on him. I don't know how this radius. Okay, good. Is basically just going to sort of back away, sort of speaking in whatever their weird language is. Felix doesn't know. He just knows that he can speak it now, to the effect of like, "Hey, buddy, I don't know what's up. What's wrong with you? Calm down."
All right. Felix, why don't you roll a d10 to determine what he's going to do immediately after you cast this spell?
Sure. It's a 3, alas. So he
His
does not
mouth
move or
just
take
goes.
actions.
His mouth just goes slack, and he stares at you and makes a wisdom saving throw. I don't know why that rolled twice, but the first roll is what counts, and he stays confused.
wonderful.
Delightful.
Yes, actually, as we shift, actually, before we get back to you and what's happening there, what's happening with the rest of you back there? You heard a sharp cry followed by silence.
I think they're winning. Should we go check?
Honestly, I was hoping for a call for initiative because there's been a lot of things happening rapid fire.
Yeah.
All right, you guys want a stricter initiative for this? I'm fine by me.
It feels like that would help keep things organized.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's go ahead and have everyone roll for initiative.
Say we got a lot of turn-based things going on.
I getcha. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. He goes in the initiative order. All right. And okay, Elaine and Felix both wound up where they're supposed to be. And I'm manually editing these Duergars to fit how I said they were going to be in. Give me. Oh, yep, that's fine. All right. So, we'll say that because I'm just rolling initiative now, we'll start that in my next go around. So those of you who haven't already acted or done stuff yet get a chance to do a quick action here before we go into that strict initiative.
Okay. Well, Jaeger's been on standby. Do you want to go first?
I was gonna say, like, whatever happens, what Jaeger does depends on the other miners. You
Okay.
want to make sure no one gets close to the railing, but otherwise he's gonna chill.
Ready to spring into action.
Yeah, stay invisible just in case somebody else, pops up from around that long bend or something dumb.
All right.
Got 2 quick questions.
Go ahead.
Mage Hand can attack, but it can manipulate objects and carry flipped 10 pounds. Would yanking on something count as a manipulation of object? 10 pound with 10 pounds of force?
It would count as manipulating an object, but not necessarily 10 pounds of force. It depends on what you're trying to do with it. If you're trying to pull someone with Mage Hand, it would not be strong enough.
I'm looking at Taliesin next to the confused guard that may or may not start flapping in his face. And I'm just looking to give a little tug when it would be good to give a tug.
A tug on Taliesin?
On the guard.
On the guard. Mage Hand would not be strong enough to add anything considerable. One way of using Mage Hand that I've seen done in a very frustrating way is to use it to annoy someone, like, tickle at their ear or just create a small distraction that way.
Oh, you mean what Kanana uses it for playful fun?
Yeah, that would be more the way to use Mage Hand, interacting with others. It doesn't have a whole lot of force behind it, but it can be a distraction.
I figured if he's flailing around trying to, like, get Battison out of his face, it'd be the equivalent of, like, kneeling down behind him as he backs up.
He doesn't currently have an action this turn anyway, so.
We'll see. He might just end up staring ahead at Taliesin.
I have a thing I want to do for everyone else to go first.
Yep. Klinkle, why don't you think a little bit more about your move, since Mage Hand won't be too effective the way you want to use it this round?
I don't really have anything else that's kind of...
Okay, just want to move closer and get in range?
Screaming and flailing and melting.
Alrighty. Taliesin, Battison. Talabat? Battison.
Has everyone else done or said what they want to do this turn? Because I literally want to make sure I'm the last person in this.
All right, I'm going to shoot him. Twice.
Okay. The confused one?
Yeah.
Because these individuals haven't acted while I was summarizing what everyone else was doing, I'm giving them a chance to act before we jump into the strict initiative. These are your blunt bolts?
Blunt bolts, yeah. That is a 16 hit.
16.
Well, I was confused. He has no.
Yeah, he's just staring blankly into space. So I'm gonna say you roll with advantage.
Okay.
What was your roll?
One moment. Try to get my bonus. It was 10 on die plus 17.
All right, definitely hits.
Okay.
Roll for your other attack, and then you can check your damage.
All right, roll it again. Nope. Those other two were below 16.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage as you ping him with your blunt bolts. Kanane, go ahead and plan what your pre-initiative move is going to be.
5 points of bludgeoning damage.
You kind of clonk him in the side of his head, and it tilts a little bit, and he sways.
He's not down.
All right, Kanane.
All right. I'm gonna. Doesn't like it when I hit the button to talk when I'm trying to switch windows. I can cast Firebolt, but as a Thunderbolt to try
You
and knock him
could
out.
keep in mind that thunder
Is loud.
is loud.
Do I want to do that?
Lightning bolt? Ice bolt?
I think. Oh, yeah, ice. Ice would. I can turn into an ice bolt and then freeze them. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna eat a sorcery point, or 2 actually for that, and cast Firebolt as an ice bolt.
Okay. You can roll your attack with advantage since he is currently unmoving.
I needed that because the first roll was a 1. All right, so yeah, every time I'm here. Where are you? There you are. All right, so 25 to hit.
Definitely hits.
All right. He takes 8 ice damage.
All right, clonks in the head with an ice ball. He sways a little more. All right, I believe that will bring us to Taliesin. This will be the end of the pre-initiative actions.
I can't do my thing until we're in initiative because part of where I'm at requires a slight another round. So I'm good for us to go into initiative.
All right, you're at the top of the initiative, so go ahead.
Okay, so from where I was, I still had 30 feet of movement. So I'd actually come out and come back in, flying towards him, and then I will wild shape back into myself and shoulder check him off the side.
Okay. All right. That's going to be athletics with advantage.
Was that? Yeah, no, that's terrible. Apparently.
So the good news is he can't move. So he can't do any checks to save himself. So I'm going to say that you have enough weight to knock him over, but I need you to make a dexterity saving throw to prevent going over after him.
Nice.
There you go.
You do this kind of Legolas thing where you shapeshift midair into your natural state. You bring your feet up, you plant it against your prey, you push him over the side, and you start to go over after him. You crouch on his body and spring backwards, somersaulting back onto the platform as he breaks through the rail and plunges over the side here. He's going to be falling until
For
the
hours.
end, until the end of his turn, until the end of this round. So,
and that would be my action, right?
Yep.
Yep. Then I'm just
your action.
Then I'm just going to crouch down where I landed to minimize my view as much as possible, and that's me. I'm out.
All right, sounds good. Say, regarding the miners around here, as you appeared and darted between them, there was a brief startled moment of what? And then they all looked towards the edge as the Duergar taskmaster screamed and went over. As you ducked in between them, one of them, this little one over here, scampers over to the edge and looks over to see the Duergar go splat far below, and then he turns and looks at you and looks back over the edge and looks back at you. Holy shit. And the dwarf you move next to He kind of looks back the way you came, and without even saying anything, he just moves in front of you and puts one hand on your shoulder and kind of shoves you down. So he's using his larger squatter frame to hide you. And he looks over his shoulder at the shorter one. Get away from the ledge, lad, or they'll think you're the one that pushed him off. Okay. Go ahead and roll stealth to hide. All right, you are
Might
hidden
be fun.
between the dwarf and the wall. Elaine, let's see, what are you going to do? Because one Duergar was down, Taliesin dove bombed the other one and knocked him over the edge. Elaine is going to look at his friend here.
Banish him. Banish him.
Oh, what the hell? And he's going to do a little sweep with his finger, and yeah, he's going to oh shit, no, he can't do that more than once. He doesn't want to use that yet.
Fuck.
He very nearly did though.
Damn. That would have been funny.
I mean, what level spell is banishment?
3rd.
I can totally give him back a 3rd level spell.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh no, or is it 4th? Hold on, let me double check. It's a 4th.
That is true. Are we really going to rest in the mine?
It's okay. Kanani can do banishment 2 more times, and she still has a
It
shitload of
seems-
sorcery points.
It seems like there's a general call for banishment, and Elaine does like making his problems disappear without having to do any work himself. So
Oh, does he? Does he now? Funny how that works.
Wow.
considering I said problem, I think that has more to do with how someone sees themselves rather than how Elaine sees them.
Alistair is not a problem.
Roll your save, Duergar.
All right, is this another wisdom?
Nope, charisma.
It is abjuration. It's not charmer.
Oh, that's
Anything
even
they should be
better.
resistant to.
Yeah, it just abjuration.
Yeah, so this Duergar who was completely paralyzed just
Bye. This is great. I love banishment.
and he just hurries around the side over here to look at Felix and Taliesin. All right, well, this is going smoother than I expected. You think anyone will see the falling dwarfs? And that's it for his turn. Next up is the falling Duergar Stone Guard, so let me just roll some dice here.
He has to roll a
That's the
d10.
thing.
Yeah, he has to roll his d10 for what he's going to do while he falls.
You're kidding me.
Felix, go ahead and roll that d10.
7. He makes a melee attack against a randomly determined creature within his reach. If there is no creature within his reach, he does nothing this turn.
Dude, just
He gets to repeat his wisdom save at the end.
He gets the urge to hit something.
I just picture him falling.
Fucking I would too.
I was gonna say, does this
I'm not
translate into him using his downward trajectory to land on someone?
I was gonna say, I'm not sure the ground counts.
Like a Monster Hunter?
He's falling. He doesn't have anything to do, so he just kind of like raises his arms and T-poses into the ground.
He has accepted
But he
his
breaks his
fate.
knees.
This is
I
it.
have a quick
Oh, I
question.
didn't say he
Was
T-posed
there
onto his feet.
did he like come within swinging reach of someone on the bottom floor? Because if he
No, it
did, he
was just
technically
open
would try
space.
attacking.
There's nothing
Damn.
there. That's
Yep.
Would have been fucking funny.
Well, that's what I meant about like, let's shift this way and land on that person. Let's bull rush them.
It's raining Duergar.
It sure is. It's also raining Duergar back home because 2 of them are back now.
Woof.
They just appear. How the fuck did you get here?
Yeah. So he's gone.
Oh man, is this gonna one up the Goliath camp?
It might.
Okay, that's the icon I was looking for. I got to make some quick things. Felix, what are you doing as all this is happening?
Is there anybody left who looks hostile? Or seems hostile? I have lost track entirely of who everybody over at Chillin' with
Not
saying
within
Jaeger is.
view.
Then
You
I'm
do see a
going.
group of confused-looking miners, but it seems like they're either confused or actively trying to protect Say. Give me a quick another perception check.
That's a nat 20, total 29. No guidance because I still have confusion up.
Okay. So first off, you feel the subject of your confusion spell abruptly vanish as your spell fades.
I wince.
With that 20, one back in the pool, you notice that the miner currently protecting Say is Mason Rockwell from the refuge.
Okay. With that check, do I hear any sounds of anyone coming this way or any more hostile anyone's? Oh, do I see whatever this is over here in the top right? Which apparently I have line of sight on, albeit I'm a very far distance away from.
I'm going to say, yeah, you do see them. Actually, yeah, they're close enough. You do see up into that hole, and you see a guard who looks a little startled, who seems to have heard the scream of the taskmaster that had gone over the edge, and he
Okay.
looks like he's about to act.
Okay. Um, let me just do some math. I can move to there, which puts me okay. Oh, good. There's more guys over there. Bonus action phase step to get here. Let me deduct that. Fey walk, sorry.
Let me see if they notice you poofing in.
Yeah, because that would be relevant.
They do not.
Cool. But top right seems to have noticed me, and top right's buddy also? Question mark. Or
Top right,
they're aware of the, or are they aware of the sort of things that are happening, but not me specifically?
actually, you know what? I have a way to do this. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Once in combat, they're in combat forever. No, there should be an alert icon that I can toss on these guys.
Giant exclamation points.
I wish that would be a nice edit here.
It looks like there is not a alert icon, so I'm just going to use this targeted icon. So that guy is aware that something's going on. And then up at the top here, these guys are aware because they heard something, but they haven't moved to act yet.
Okay, and I still look like a Durgar.
Yep.
So that's nice. Okay. All the kill goods are doing it. Might as well get in on the action. 5th level banishment on the 2 in the upper right.
Oh, jeez. All right, charisma checks. One on the left. One on the right. No. They
Delightful.
boop, boop.
And oh, I'm sorry, not those. The ones, the alert
Oh,
and
in
his
there.
buddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I can undo. That's awesome.
And now Felix is out of action economy, so is chilling on the bridge, looking like a Durgar.
Okay. Okay. All right. I kind of skipped the initiative order because I was looking at something and got excited to see what Felix was going to do. So we're going to backtrack a little bit. Elaine did his move. Klinkle, what are you doing?
Still got nothing that's not like explodey or melty or requires me to be right there, so I'm just gonna hold and see if anything pops up. Like if someone
Okay.
comes up behind us, I'll be able to deal with them, but
Sounds good. And no worries, Felix. It was completely on me. I called out. I called you out in particular as I was doing stuff. So that's my bad. Jaeger.
Yeah, he's gonna just move up and start like scouting ahead since he's still invisible.
All right. So this is up the incline,
Yeah,
circling back towards the entrance. Got it.
Yeah.
All righty. If you move up that far, you don't see anyone. So if you like, you can use your action to dash. I believe that won't break invisibility if you want to get a little further.
Yeah, let's do that. Get there. Let's see.
So when you got there, you arrived just in time to see a pair of Duergar just vanish from existence. You do hear voices further inside. No voices in alarm. It just sounds like conversation.
Okay, that his what you call it spell is down, but get there, and that's the end of his turn.
All right. Kanane.
Everyone's moving. I guess she'll move inward more just to be a little closer to everybody, but hide behind these barrels over here. But yeah, she's gonna hold her turn in case something happens.
Yeah, a quick scan of the area shows no Duergar except one on the bridge across from Taliesin, but that one looks like the Duergar that Elaine had transformed into.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, she's gonna like just hold right there, and that'll be it.
Alrighty. Alistair.
I saw Felix just kind of bamf and disappear, so I'm going to dash action move to see if I can't catch up. End my turn there. Emmett's going to catch up. He'll take a dash action to get there.
Okay. So a couple things at the end of the round. First, immediate is these miners over here. He hurries up and picks up his tool. The others pick up their tools and begin kind of hastily pretending to mine as the dark-skinned dwarf currently hiding you, say, kind of has his arms raised as though he's swinging the his pick as he looks down at you. I take it you're not one of them then, girl. Rescue party. Who the hell even knows we're here?
Nice.
Who?
Oh!
All right, back top of the turn order.
That's great.
All right, so these two Duergar share their initiative with Taliesin, but players get the privilege of going first. So
I will move and dash. I am going to draw out my bow, and I gotta double check something really quick because something's changed my mind in a like split second. I will cast Guardian of Nature and choose Grief Tree Form.
ooh, I really love that spell.
So all of a sudden, I become very wood-like in appearance across my skin, and some vines seem to come out from my feet as I stay crouched and against the wooden deck, still with my hood up, so Duergar have disadvantage to see me. And I'm readying one of my +1 bolts. If I see either of the two assholes that are alert in front of Felix attack, I am unleashing my held air bolt.
Okay. So as you channel the power of the green, these two
Oh wait,
begin.
I can't do that. Sorry, I'm just going to have my bow out, but I can't do that.
Because you used your action to dash. Got it. All right. So just back against the wall, bow out, ready to act. Okay. These two Duergar, their senses are tingling. Oh, nope. They're not that fast. They're going to move forward and start looking around. They see you, Felix, and for the moment, they don't pay you any mind because they just see another Duergar. And they're going to look around and look over to the miners down there, noticing a lack of a taskmaster. And there is a moment where they're confused. And one of them is going to shout over to the miners in that strange language that they speak. Which honestly, since I'm going to slip up at some point, it's a dialect of Undercommon. And that's it for their turn. They're not they don't understand what's happening yet. They're just suspicious. Say, you're up. Oh, I just realized I didn't make use of my tools. There we go.
Doesn't it go pew pew?
It goes pew pew.
Like
it's
an arrow
it's a
string?
bad pew pew.
Like a crossbow loud?
Yeah, kind of on that level. It doesn't echo. That's the important part.
So
Yep.
it's like a silencer.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but yeah, no. Like in the movies.
Movie silencer. Okay. Go for it. From hidden. Advantage and sneak attack. Yes. As you duck out, gun raised. Focus. Fire.
Quick question: how long does invisibility last?
An
Until
hour.
Kamani says it's is it an hour or
Oof.
until
It's an hour.
okay.
It's concentration for an hour.
One in the
Oh my
pool.
god.
Nice.
That is the most brutal crit ever. That's max damage, max damage.
Yeah, go ahead and roll, but since it's a brutal crit, you're
He just phases from existence.
maybe because that sneak attack is max damage right off the bat, plus whatever you roll.
Oh, wolf. How many levels of rogue do you have?
All right, so let's
Um,
see here.
That should be 4d6. No, I'm wrong. Disregard that. I forgot how to rogue.
All right, so 12.
Been too long.
And sneak attack is 2d6, so that's another 12. So you're floating at 24 damage before I start adding in the actual rolls here. So that is 40. We're going to keep going so we can see exactly how much you got here. And then 2d6. I believe it would be the first 2d6 that you rolled. I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. All right, so that should be 44 points of piercing damage off your first shot. If I, oh wait, no, plus your modifier, which is what, 5?
The 5 is included.
Yep. Yeah, no, I was doing the calculation based off the actual dice roll.
Oh, okay.
So, oh no, I did factor in the full 16. So yeah, 44 points of piercing or what is it, force damage? Okay. His head is gone. Go for it. You don't have advantage on this one.
But there are 2 in the pool.
And and you are floating a mote of possibility. There are 2 in the pool, and you have a mote of possibility. Use the mote. 19 is good enough. All right. As your first shot blows the head off the first Duergar, your second shot catches this one in his shoulder, right next to the body of his partner that collapses to the ground. So he is well and truly alerted to danger now. Oh, it just froze on me too.
Or the Durga DDoSing.
They might be.
This is bullshit, man.
Nice.
I
As you do.
think you used your bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark.
No, Hunter's Mark was ages ago.
No, that was right when this guy came out. You didn't even roll your Hunter's Mark damage on him. The one whose head you blowed off, you started by saying you're going to mark him first. Yep. Yeah. Incidentally, that means you did at least 50 damage on that shot. I'm refreshing Foundry because it went black screen for me.
Yeah, it's funny for me. I'm refreshing right now.
I'll
The
refresh
Duergar
as
are
well,
very upset.
just in case.
While that's going, whoever can see initiative, who's after say?
Elaine.
God dang it.
Followed by Clinkle.
Where are you guys singing the tracker? Because I couldn't see it on my screen the entire time.
The top of the thing is the initiative.
The fist.
Okay.
All right.
And you can pop it out.
Okay. Let's see. Anything in particular that you see from that vantage point? All right. I'm going to try something here. All right. I made a copy of your token on the second level about where you should be. Do you have sight? All right. I'm keeping both of your tokens up because technically you have sight on both levels at the moment.
Oh, shit.
All right. So, Elaine. Elaine is kind of, everyone's like rushing past him, so he's doing that thing where he spins in place and he sees safe fire off a shot and oh scheisse. He is going to he's going to use his bonus action to do his own phase step. As he pops out and pops back in a swirl of orange magic, his cloak flaring about him, not that anyone can see because he's disguised as a Duergar right now. Pops in next to Taliesin, sees. He's going to comment very quickly. Are we going on the offensive?
Lightly.
I can certainly try. And he is going to.
He should see that I have my bow and that I'm not doing anything boisterous and that I'm knelt. So he hopefully can take context clues.
Yeah, he's not good at sneaking around, but he is good at some subtlety. That is not useful. So he's going to spin his staff around and aim the forked tines at the guard in the back who's recoiling next to the body that he can see. And he's going to fire off twin blasts of orange eldritch energy. The first one misses and strikes at the wall next to the torch, dislodging some chunks of rock, while the second one catches the Duergar squarely in the chest. Not a whole lot of damage. But enough to make him stagger a little bit. All right, that's it for Elaine. Klinkle.
I'm gonna move up because apparently that's what everyone's doing.
You're seeing everyone just go deeper and deeper into the cavern.
I'm gonna keep with my stealth and keep lowish to the ground. I see anything other than...
You did see Elaine pop off the bridge, and you can see him further on near Taliesin, and you see him raising his staff and firing off energy at something you cannot see.
I'm gonna take my action to dash, but not still speed walk because
Speed burb.
why is it only letting me go an additional 20 feet?
Didn't you just go like 20 feet?
My movement's 30. Why is it only letting me go?
Are you hitting a wall?
There shouldn't be.
30 feet, 40 feet? What?
You're unable to move at all?
No, I'm counting out the squares, but like...
Ping the square that you'd like to go to. Just ping the square that you want to go to.
Next to you.
Okay.
Like...
Where is Klinkle going?
No clipping into the back rooms.
Saying that I moved 50, 70 feet.
Yeah, funky foundry math is funky. All right, so you speed walk up next to Alistair. All right, is that all for your turn?
Yep.
Jaeger.
Jaeger's going to peek around the corner there. Oh, that is far. Well, does he see?
Yeah, so you peek around and you see there's actually some furniture that you can see. It looks like this is kind of a large office space. There's a large stone desk, behind which, seated in a large chair, is a very bulky Duergar. Bald-headed, thick white beard, leaned over and grumbling as he's writing on a ledger. You can see several guards are positioned around him, and you get the impression that this is someone of importance.
Yeah, Jaeger immediately wishes he had Klinkle with him to throw some throw some bombs.
You can use the messenger earrings to try to-
Yeah, he's gonna duck off back.
Klinkle, you have the cape of the Mountebank, so you could bamf their next turn. You can
Klinkle,
bamf.
verify Durger here to the right of the bridge. All grouped up. If we can use a bomb, we can get the jump on him. He's gonna just stay ready. I guess ready a basic attack if someone gets alarmed and rushes past him. Actually, no, we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna just stay ready.
Okay.
If only Kanani could get there in time, she could use Fireball. Hmm.
Well, Kanane, it's your turn. What are you going to do about that?
Everyone left her. Now she's all alone, so she's gonna run and join up everybody.
How many people can I bring with me with Dimension Door?
One person.
One person.
Dimension Door, you can bring one person.
Well, that's not gonna expand and show me what it does. Ooh.
Did it work?
Hmm?
Did it work?
Oh no, I tried to expand it on the spell sheet, and it's like, no, I'm not gonna do anything.
I think you have to click the words.
I clicked on Dimension Door, and it didn't do anything.
It might not be programmed for it.
I'm gonna use a tab and look that up.
All right. So, Konane, are you just using your dash action to get up there?
Yeah, I'm gonna move up to the others.
Alrighty.
And just, stick with the group.
Alistair.
Okay, I gotta check range on this guy real quick. How many feet away is far away? $80 and $320. I should have plenty of room. Okay.
I will whisper to Kanane. Do you want to cause some havoc?
Why would you need to ask me that?
He's within 80 feet. I'm gonna crossbow this dude in the forehead.
Okay. What kind of ammunition are you using?
I'm gonna use blunt bolts to try to knock him out.
Blunt bolts. Go for it.
Magic weapon attack, damn. 23 to hit.
23 hits.
11 points of bludgeoning damage. I'll take a bonus action to knock another one. See if I can finish the job. 22 to hit.
22 hits.
For 10 points of bludgeoning.
All right. Your second bolt catches him right between the eyes, and he falls over unconscious.
Okay, that's bonus action. That's action. That's movement. I'm done. Emmett will catch up. He'll move his 40 feet and end up next to me. That is turn.
All right. Felix. You just watched one of the guards lose their head, and the other one get pelted with energy only to be knocked out by a little blunted bolt.
I can see top left. Is that hostile or is that that one?
That looks very similar to the taskmaster that Say took care of.
The
His
one with the
back
whip?
is Yeah, his back is currently towards you, though, so he does not seem alerted.
Oh, delightful. Like he might be less aware of something that would have come flying at him hypothetically and might have disadvantage on a saving throw against it.
Very likely.
Cool. I'm going to pull the cursed luckstone out of my pocket.
Oh no.
And I'm just gonna chuck it. This is catapult. So we need to make a dex save.
Oh no.
It's not great. This is a DC. It should be a DC 13 because this is a wizard spell, not a cleric spell.
But hey, look, you maxed out on damage. It looks like.
Sure did.
Okay, so dexterity?
Dexterity.
And he does have to. Yep. Nope. Did not see that one coming.
Delightful. Please take 29 bludgeoning damage as the cursed luckstone bops him in the back of the head, going for like non-lethal, like knocking him out damage. Because it's a cursed luckstone, it doesn't clatter to the floor. It just sort of bops off the back of his head, starts to fall. Felix holds his hand out and catches it as it returns because he can't get rid of it. That's
He
my turn.
crumples to the ground.
Thank you. That was very satisfying.
Oh, my shot.
All right. Strictly speaking, there's no active enemies. Oh, in initiative. The miners, now that everyone is kind of coming out of the woodwork, this group over here by you say they're turning around and they're seeing like more people come out and shoots, and they're giving up all pretense of working as they watch kind of like in wonder at what's going on.
Systematically dismantling the system.
Now we are I'll leave the initiative up for the moment. However, we are open to free range movement, so I'm going to end combat.
Cool beans.
Why do I have to end and empty the turn tracker? All right, fine. Yep. Do you have... Okay, cool. All right, what's everyone doing?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
there's more
just-
guards. Oh, that one has no head.
Well, if we have free movement, I can probably save Cloak of the Mount back until later if I need it.
And everyone with an earring did hear it.
About what kind of hill is that?
That is about 10 feet down.
So we could probably just slide down that hill and.
Yeah.
Although, what's up those stairs?
This one in front of me is unconscious, right?
Yes.
Does anybody else want to be invisible?
I would not mind being invisible. Which miner are you looking to talk to? Yeah, he's going to step forward as he watches your team swarm across the bridge like a SWAT team. And kind of blinks and looks over to you, and he nods and gestures towards your hand. That badge. I've never met a gunslinger, but I'm assuming that's what you are.
Indeed, I can. What kind of numbers are you looking for? If you want to know how many dark dwarves there are here, well, there's plenty of them. Walk parties. There's a group in the kitchen. At least 2 more groups a level below. Oh, and then there's those on the bottom floor with the big man. Oh, hi. It's a giant.
What?
I'm not sure you'll want to fight him. Judging by the way they treat him, I think he's as much a prisoner as any of us. They keep him under heavy guard at all times. He seems somewhat out of it, like and he kind of waves his fingers, like some specialness is going on his head. There's probably a few more work gangs, and he kind of points off to the northwest, which is up near Felix. They've got some people sorting through things up there. I've got friends down below if and you plan to be here a bit. You're my kind of rescuing party. Hey, how do you know about the refuge? Ah, you met the shepherd. Oh, I remember the way down from the mountains here. Shouldn't be much of a problem. He turns and looks at his companions. They all immediately start nodding. The 2 little ones seem almost hesitant. They begin gibbering at each other in another language you're unfamiliar with. You can see that they are not actually chained. Um, that dwarf immediately moves over here. The 2 little guys start kind of arguing amongst each other. One kind of turns and looks at you. Look, we appreciate the freedom and all, but if we don't do what we're told, they might take it out on the Queen Bean. Queen Bean.
Say that.
Oh no, they keep her over in the castle, or up in the blimp.
The blimp we almost blew up.
Oh shit, that's a good idea. I like that. Yeah, that looks. You think that'll look good? Yeah, I think that looks good. Yeah, that sounds good. The dwarf grunts. Structural instability. Okay, while this conversation is happening, what's everyone else doing up here?
I see Felix kind of moving off by himself, so Alistair's going to follow Felix.
There's another guy over here who looks like he might be, I don't know about in charge, probably not actually full on in charge of everything, but in charge of maybe some things. And I thought I would see what he had in his pockets.
Oh yeah, raiding pockets is a good idea. Sometimes you find keys, sometimes you find gold, sometimes you find crossbow bolts.
Do you need more
follow.
crossbow bolts?
I
I am
always need
gonna.
crossbow bolts.
Oh, we'll see what we can find. I'm gonna stealth around the corner because I don't know what else is up here. Stealth,
So
stealth.
I'm-
So
Alright.
stealthing and listening.
So Elaine said he wanted invisibility
Elaine will gladly take invisibility.
because I can twin spell one invisibility. Might
Felix
as well.
also rolls stealth as you're sneaking up.
I might as well get 2 for the price of 1. If at the very least Kanani can get advantage on that fireball, she's probably gonna twin.
Oh my god, turn Kanani invisible.
Oh, another fucking nat 20.
She can't twin fireball, unfortunately.
Still,
But it's a small room, and she doesn't care what the size is.
Is Pass Without a Trace still up?
Nope, it's gone.
Okay.
All right. If anyone wants to volunteer to have a stealth upon them, go ahead and mention it in chat for Klinkle's benefit. Alistair is sneakily following after Felix as Felix goes up the stairs and finds the unconscious Taskmaster. As you approach, you do see around the corner. They don't see you yet, but you catch a peek of a human in worn clothes kind of coming over slowly to investigate the unconscious Duergar.
Anyone I know?
This does not look like a human you're familiar with.
Do they look like they're concerned about the unconscious Durgar? Or do they look like they're
They look concerned. You can give an insight check if you want to see what
I
they're
would love to
concerned
give an
about.
insight check. 28?
He's more concerned about his own well-being. Is interested in why the Taskmaster is unconscious, but not particularly invested in the Taskmaster's well-being.
I'm gonna just poke my head around the corner. Hi.
Oh shit!
And I will drop the disguise self and wave.
Oh shit! Nope. His cries kind of draw the attention of some other people around. All are humans or dwarves of various ages and genders. They
I'll make
all
like
seem
a hush gesture.
they are all perplexed, but no one raises an alarm.
Just gonna tiptoe up beside Felix and like lean over to see what Felix is seeing. No more dwarves. Any of you Duergar?
If this human over here steps forward, if you mean one of them, no. We're prisoners. We were tasked with sorting their materials.
Oh, do you want to not do that?
No one's
Alistair,
given us the
please.
choice in a long time. No, we don't want to do it. Who are you?
We're Valor Company and we're here to help.
Who?
Yeah, I expected that much. I kind of nudge the Taskmaster on the ground. I think he's going to be out for at least an hour.
Does he have any crossbow bolts?
I start checking him immediately.
I'm gonna look at the people. Do you have any crossbow bolts? I guess we're running low.
Well, it's not really low. I just prefer to have a surplus.
The
Yeah, I'm running low.
prisoners just shake their head.
Also, if you want to leave, we can get you out of here.
They
Yeah.
start nodding their heads.
The guards at the front have been taken care of. There's these treks you could follow to a minecart, and really just keep following the sunlight, and it should be straight away right through.
Oh yeah,
Ah,
that's
nice.
Mason. Tell him I said hi. Oh wait, was Mason the title rather than a?
Yep, Mason
Yeah.
was the title.
Oh, that's
For a
Rockwell.
dwarf, it's hard to
Tell him I
know.
said hi.
I would say this would also be at the same time where Say was informing everyone of a giant.
Oh, there's a giant. Okay. Okay.
If you can get us all out of here safely, then by all means. We've got the space and the food for him. I beg your pardon?
Alistair, roll me a quick investigation check.
Oh, sure. That's what I do. Where'd my d20 go? Oh, there it is.
I'll be checking on Konane and Jaeger in a moment. Rockwell will nod and point up to the area where Konane is heading towards.
Foreman's up that way. He's not like the rest, though. Stronger, meaner. Never seen anyone use fire against him.
All right, Alistair, your investigation check. You do find a coin pouch. A quick glance inside will show money minted in the with streaks of red metal, similar to what you've seen on Ruinous Metals. He does have what looks like a ritual dagger that he keeps sheathed at his waist. No crossbow, no bolts that you can see or that you've were able to find on him. He is armed with a long whip. And you can see that the whip in the handle, where the pommel is, there is a stone kind of embedded with flickering light within. Not an aether stone, but judging by the way it's bound and some runes scrawled onto it, it might be something similar to an aether stone.
I pick it up. I'm gonna
You
pick it up and
feel it almost seems to hum in your hand almost. Like you feel the familiar sense of a magical item.
oh, that's magical, right? Oh, that's a weird one. That is a weird one.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can just crack it, get a feel for it.
Okay.
Is it like a martial weapon, simple weapon?
It is a dex-based weapon. I guess it would be a simple weapon. It has a 10-foot reach on it.
Ooh.
As you crack it in the air, you don't notice any special effects that happen right off the bat, but you sense there's more to it.
All right.
Konane and Jaeger.
We're both invisible, aren't we?
Did Klinkle work out the invisibility with you and Elaine?
I assume so. Did you? Did you, Klinkle? If you're saying anything, Klinkle, you're muted.
As long as I manage to get them within arm's reach, yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
As soon as you say, "Hey, Kanana, you want to be invisible?" She's like,
He
"Yes."
scurries
they are
back.
both invisible.
Alright, so Jaeger's kind of waiting, like, so are we walking away from these guys? Am I throwing the brick at their head?
I am currently invisible and I am going to come in and blow them up.
That was unintentional.
And I would update over the earring that who's now invisible, and we're going to fireball Foreman.
They are going to have a surprise and they will not like it.
Well, can he die from falling 50 feet? Okay, well, let me know when you get here.
Okay.
Can we usher these hapless humans toward the Rockball party?
Yeah.
Check in with Felix real quick. Do we want to explore this area any further, or meet up and
I haven't peeked to see
stumble
where
Foreman?
that stairway goes, but it kind of looks like it goes into the foreman's room.
Felix would vote to have a quick look around, like do a quick look through this area, probably ask the prisoners if there's like what is here, just like a high level temperature take before completely walking away.
Weapons, tools, anything that might help.
Yeah, definitely weapons, tools, um, some various supply odds and ends. Nothing of specific specific value, but you never know what might be there with a extended search. But it definitely looks like general items that you might expect to find in a mining operation.
Are the people who have been working / living in this space
You do
enlightening at all in terms of what may or may not be here?
they kind of say the same thing. Like a lot of their duties have to do with organizing and cataloging and making sure of the kinds of things they have. It looks like this is also a storehouse for special ores that they might find. um
Points at the does Alistair still have that Aether Stone out?
He's got that weird, funny rock in that
That's weird funny rock, yeah.
weird, funny rock.
I don't know if you want to look around harder, see if there's any more of that, but it sounds like maybe nothing. It sounds like that would be the only that or things like it. I don't know how many rocks you need.
I can always use more rocks, but
One
we
of
can
the
bookmark this
humans will
place.
speak up and say that the glowing stones are kept downstairs.
Oh, so there's more rocks. Oh,
More
there's rocks
rocks
everywhere. Right in
downstairs.
mine. Okay.
Oh yeah, the good ones are usually deeper. The deeper you go, the crunchier and tastier the rocks are. So I've been told.
Who the fuck told them that?
Felix still has their luck stone. They're still holding the luck stone, so they'll just sort of cheerfully follow Alistair and just sort of very carefully bite it to see if it's crunchy. Like very carefully, not breaking their teeth, just checking it out.
Did you know there are some metals that are soft enough to bite into, but some of them explode in contact with water, so don't bite every soft metal.
That's good to know. Um, but also kind of disappointing at the same time.
Well, if we get around to it, I'll show you the chewier metals, the ones that you can chew, and the ones that'll poison you or blow your head up if you try to chew it.
That sounds like an important distinction.
Oh, they're
And
quite similar looking too.
All right, Kanane. You're at the end of a hallway looking into a office space of some kind. You can see a couple Duergar inside, including a large bald one seated at a large stone desk.
What do you do?
I grin and I aim to center it on the guy sitting at the desk because he
Mhm.
looks like he's important, and that means I want to fuck him up the most.
All right.
So
Easily
it's,
done.
I'm
mean-
pretty sure it's gonna reach everybody.
Oh,
This
yeah.
whole room is just gonna be engulfed in flames.
Yep.
As soon as I do this, grab me.
And she's gonna cast Fireball
Okay.
and hope Jaeger's nearby to grab her because she doesn't know. Wait, he doesn't know where she is. Never mind.
Nope. Kanani will
He'll
turn
see her.
visible as soon as she casts.
That's true. So she's gonna hope he's nearby.
All right. You toss Fireball into an enclosed room as Fireball slingers are wont to do. Go ahead, roll your damage, and let me know what your AC, what the target number is. It's a Dex check, correct?
I believe they have to make what is it? Where is it? Get over here. I have too many windows.
Bottom of your spell book. Nope.
Bo-
Top of your spell book.
Top of my spell book. It is a charisma. No, it's a saving. It's a DC 16, isn't it?
Are you using a?
Hold
You don't
on,
have
let
any
me-
plus. You don't have a +1 focus, do you? You have the wand of the war mage, so that should be a. Oh, just attack rolls. Yep, it's a 16.
Okay, so it's a 16. They get half on a save.
16.
Success. Now let me get out the calculator.
That's amusing.
That is a total of 35 points of fire damage.
All right, so half of that would be 17. Just making a note for myself.
As soon as that happens, Kanani appears and really hopes Jaeger's right next to her. She's just assuming that there's going to be some luck.
Holy
But maybe
crap,
they'll be
girl.
too distracted of the room.
That did not do what I wanted it to do.
Well, yeah,
One moment, please.
once she comes out of invisibility, Jaeger will yank her very quickly behind the wall. Not sure if that's gonna cause him to lose invisibility too. Lost Hannah. Is it time for them to? Yeah.
Yep, 10:30 is the hard stop for Hannah.
Okay, that is set. All right, just saw their note. Okay. Konane, you hurl a mote of light into the room. And right before it explodes, you see the Duergar at the desk lift his head towards the light and squint at it. And then there's an explosion. A detonation that echoes out of the chamber because of its relatively small space as fire erupts everywhere. You hear shouts and screams from inside as people get burned, and Jaeger yanks you out of the way. And as the flames kind of die down, you hear coughing and sputtering from several throats in the room. followed by a low growl. I want you to find who did that. You hear a voice in common. And bring me their head. And that's where we're going to end it for the night.
Woo.
Woo!
I can cast Fireball 2 more times. Just let them come through here and just get murdered by Jaeger.
You actually did the opposite of Leroy up unto this point. Like everything was. Yeah, you started very, very stealthily, very carefully moving forward, began taking out threats as they raised their head. And then you just decided to go for more of them.
I mean, there's a lot there that we're gonna notice, and it doesn't matter. We're just gonna chuck them at the bottom anyways, and then make the whole thing collapse on them.
They're either going to get thrown off the ledge or get set on fire or both. Gee,
This
there
place-
is a lot of people falling from up there. That might be a hazard.
This place is 10,000% non-OSHA compliant.
He's not even a gnome, it's a goblin. And it looks fine.
OSHA, fuck's that. Can you eat it?
Fucking Brooklyn-ass goblins.
I love it. Oh,
That was a weird
I
nose.
was just too Duergar. We're fine.
I got a skin condition.
Gnome.
Dark gnome. There you go. You've met the Dark Dwarves. These are the Dark Gnome. The hell you call me?
Hell yeah.
Can we
Leaning
do a
hard
pickup
into
game
the-
for this combat?
No. I did float the idea of pickup games before, but it sounds like sticking to the schedule is more desirable, and I'm perfectly fine with that because that gives me some time to figure out what everyone else in the mine is doing. Because that
First we gotta
fireball
figure
made
out-
the most noise out of everything.
My question is, how far does the sound of a fireball travel? Because spells like Thunderwave have very specific travels out to 300 feet. Same
You're
with
in a
knock.
series of caves and tunnels. There are acoustics to consider.
well,
Yeah, sure,
but
sure.
does fire really have that loud of a noise?
It's an explosion. You're in you're in a mine.
Hmm.
There's
If a fi-
there's a 1 in 3 chance that anyone who hears it just shrugs it off because someone's mining with dynamite.
Does
if they were
dynamite
using
even
dynamite.
exist in this world?
It would sound like a boom. It wouldn't be like a kaboom because it doesn't have the stuff to do it. It's just a sudden push of air. That's it.
There was also a brief screen, and 2 bodies hit the floor on the base level.
Let the
So let the
bodies
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 hit
hit
the
the
floor. Let the
floor,
bodies
like-
hit the floor.
Let the bodies.
Two bodies hit the floor like 3 minutes ago. Let's be real here.
Let's
That
keep
long.
having them hit the
Oh,
floor.
actually, no, it probably was about 3 minutes. Yeah, you don't know what's going on the bottom levels.
All they know is only 2 bodies fell. There's a lot more drow up or Duergar up top, so it's like, accidents happen. It could have been like a tussle.
Mm,
We'll find
And
out.
no one's screaming.
you'll find
No
out
one-
next
We'll
time.
find
one's
out
really
next
screaming.
game in 2 weeks, everybody.
In 2 weeks.
I really miss RP.
You have an angry foreman.
Good.
Don't worry, we're gonna fuck shit up. He's gonna die. It's fine.
Because this is like a mini boss, do we get to roll over our pool?
Nope.
No.
No. No gimmies this time.
I'm sure you'll roll plenty of 20s next time.
I got to do fireball. That's all I wanted.
Just,
That's because there was one in the pool.
just do some tasks that help and benefit the game in general, and earn some karma die. No, nobody, no takers. All right, fair. There's a whole lot of form of transfer.
I'm not doing that. That's mind numbing.
It sure is. That's why I haven't done it in a while.
I don't know. It can be cathartic.
It's yeah, and you're a masochist.
It's true, you are.
0 experience with this specific form and almost -5 experience with the other form, I'd probably crash something.
No, it's fine. It's just
Like I'd
it's
crash the
mindless
whole Tapis
transcription.
like sub form. Why is nothing in this server node working? We don't know.
We just don't know.
All right. Well, good night, everybody.
Have a
night, good
good
night.
night. I will be moving into IMs for a bit.
Peace out, Cub Scout.
Have a
Good
good night.
night.